Yo, yo, yo. What up, what up, what up, my betting family? We back with another video here at No Limit Bets. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing out my top 6 picks for tonight's NBA playoff games. Before we get started though, as always, I would like to say good morning to y'all, good afternoon, whatever time it may be that you're watching this video. Hope y'all having a good one, and hopefully we can make it a better day by winning some money. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's truly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so I definitely appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown thus far. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my top 6 picks for tonight's NBA playoff games. Just to do a quick recap of yesterday's slips that we did submit. As you guys could see, we brought out the brooms as we were able to get a full sweep on one of our slips. This slip was submitted to our Twitter account. So if you guys follow my Twitter account, you guys were able to get these picks. And if you tell them, you were sweeping along right along with me, So just to recap it, we had Giannis over 16 and a half rebounds and assists. He ends up with a triple-double, getting 21 rebounds and assists. Then we also had Jimmy Butler over 7 made free throws. Playoff Jimmy was definitely in full effect last night as he has a monster game, scoring 56 points, putting the heat on his back and getting that dub for them last night. Big props to him. He went 15 from 18 from the free throw line, so he crushes this line as we only needed 8 from him. Then we had Jaren Jackson Jr. over 39 and a half fantasy score. He did start off the game with a little bit of foul trouble, as he usually does every game. But he definitely benefits from this game going into overtime and was able to get his over the fantasy score. And then we had LeBron James over 37 and a half points and rebounds. He goes over as well, finishing with his first career 2020 game. Big props to him, especially at this age of his career, to be able to put up the numbers that he's been putting up. So definitely excited about that sweep we got last night. But as the saying go, you got to take the good with the bad. And moving on to our second slip, which was the picks that we posted on yesterday's video, we were only able to go 1 and 3 in that slip, as Ja Morant was the only one that was able to green for us. We took the under on 7 rebounds, and he ends up with only 4. The other 3 that weren't able to get it done for us, we had Bam Adebayo over 12 and a half rebounds and assists. He only ends up with 10. Drew Holiday has a rough shooting night, as he only ends up with 25 PRAs. And D'Angelo Russell only ends up with 4 rebounds and assists. So definitely got to take the good with the bad, but we want to keep that winning momentum going into, today's top 6 picks. So let's go ahead and hop right into them. As you guys know, it is Taco Tuesday, and PrizePicks has the first discounted prop up already. It is Anthony Edwards at 23 and a half points, discounted from his regular 28 and a half point line. We are going to be rocking with it, but I just want to go in order with the game. So we're going to be going back to it. But just to start us off, we're going to start off on the Celtics and Hawks game. And for my first pick, I'm going to be taking the under. I'm going to be going to the Hawks side of things, and I'm going to be taking the under on Okongwu 8.5 points. Now, as you guys can see, in his first 4 games of this series, he's gone under in all 4 games, only averaging 5.3 points per game in this series. Now, in his career against the Celtics, he's only averaged 5.6 points per game, going over this line in only 2 out of 7 career games. Now, the 2 that he did go over were earlier this season. In one of those games, he had 11 points. In that game, there was no Robert Williams for the Celtics. And in the second game, he went over. He ended up with 10 points. And in that game, it was the last game of the regular season where Boston sat out all of their starters. Now, Okongwu, as we know, is the backup center for the Hawks. So he's more than likely going to be matched up with Robert Williams, who also comes off the bench for the Celtics, or at least he has been coming off the bench this series for the Celtics. And I don't like the matchup for Okongwu. As we know, Robert Williams is a great rim protector, a great defender for that position. And I just think Okongwu is just gonna have a tough time scoring, as he has been all series long. So I'm gonna be taking the under on Okongwu's 8.5 points for my first pick. Now for my second pick, we're going to be going to the Boston side of things. I'm going to go to the PRA category, and I'm going to be taking Derek White over 24 PRAs. Now, in his first 4 games of the season, he's pretty much split it, as he's gone over in 2 out of the 4 games thus far in this series. But he is averaging above this line at 27.6 points per or PRAs, 27.6 PRAs during this series. Now, game 5 is tonight, and they're going to be in Boston, which, as you guys can see, the first 2 games of the series, he was able to crush this line, having 36 in game 1 and 35 PRAs in game 2. As you guys saw, if you guys didn't see the games in Atlanta, he did struggle, or at least didn't put up the same numbers as he did when he was at home. Obviously, like I just mentioned, they're going back home tonight for game 5, and I expect his production, all-around production, to go up as it was in game 1 and in game 2. Now, in 3 games during the regular season against the Hawks, he did hit this over in 2 out of those 3 games. The first 2 games, he had 31 PRAs and 29 PRAs in the second one. In the third game, which was the last game of the season, he only played 5 minutes and ended up with 4 PRAs. So definitely expect, like I just mentioned, his productivity to go up being at home, and obviously get us at least 25 PRAs. So I'm going to be taking Derek White over 24 PRAs for my second pick. Now for my third and fourth pick, we're going to go to the next game on the slate, which is the Nuggets against the Timberwolves. And we're going to go back to that discounted prop, Taco Tuesday. And I'm going to be taking Anthony Edwards over 23.5 points. As you guys can see, over the 4 games of this series, he has hit the over in 3 out of the 4 games. The only one that he did miss was in game 1, where he only had 18 points. And in the following 3 games, game 2 through 4, he pretty much crushed his this line, obviously, but his regular line of 28.5, he went well above that, as in game 2, he had 41 points, game 3, 36, and in game 4, 34. Obviously, the Timberwolves are going to need Ant-Man to be in attack mode and scoring mode, because this series, Cat has been struggling, as has been the rest of the role players. Ant-Man has been the only consistent scorer for this team this series. And if they expect not to lose, even though if he does put up big numbers, I still expect them to lose. But for them to have any fighting chance, they're going to need Ant-Man to be aggressive on the offensive end, and obviously put up numbers that are at least 24 points. So we're going to be taking him over 23.5 points for my third pick. Now for my fourth pick, we're going to go to the Nuggets side of things. We're going to go to the assist category, and I'm going to be taking Nikola Jokic over 8.5 assists. Now, so you guys can see, in the first 4 games of the season, He's pretty much split it as he's gone over in 2 out of the 4 games and is averaging right at this line with averaging 8.3 assists per game during this series. Now, during the regular season, he did go over in all 3 games versus the Timberwolves. And in the seven games versus the Timberwolves this season, which includes the regular season and the postseason, he has averaged above this line at 10.9 assists per games. Now, the Nuggets, as we know, are going back home where the role players tend to play better, and that should definitely Jokic should definitely benefit from that on the assist side of things. Also, for the season, the Timberwolves allowed the most assists per game to opposing centers. So all in all, I think this should be a good game for Jokic. I expect him to be on a triple-double watch, which will obviously mean that he gets, 10 assists. So I'm going to be rocking with Jokic over 8.5 assists for my 4th pick. Now, for my 5th and 6th pick, we're going to be going to the latest game on the slate, which is going to be the Suns against the Clippers. And we're going to be going back to the points category. We're going to be taking the over on Tori Craig's 8.5 points. Now, as you guys can see this series, he has been balling out as he's hit the over in 3 out of the 4 games thus far this series. The one that he did miss was right on the hook in game 4, which he only ended up with 8 points. But for the series, he's averaging 15.5 points per game. I did, if you guys did follow me, I did take the under on game 4, which was able to hit for us as he only ended up with 8 points. But going back home where role players tend to play better, I expect him to get at least somewhere around 9 points, double digits, get to 10 points, especially with all the weapons the Suns have in, KD, Booker, Ayton, and even Chris Paul. I expect him to be open a lot of times as I believe all the defensive focus is going to be on the top guys for the Suns. And that should leave him open, whether it's at the 3-point line, which he's been a good 3-point shooter this series thus far, or cutting to the rim. So definitely expect him to at least get double digits here tonight. So I'm going to be rocking with Tori Craig over 8.5 points for my 5th pick. And for my 6th and last pick, I'm going to be taking an under. I'm going to go to the Clippers side of things. I'm going to go to the assist category, and I'm going to be taking the under on Russell Westbrook's 8.5 assists. I couldn't find him, but there he goes, 8.5 assists. We're going to be taking the under on that. Now, as you guys can see, he has been under this line in 3 of the 4 games this series, averaging just below this number at 7.3 assists per games. And in 6 games this season against the Suns, right, that includes regular season and postseason, he's only averaging 7.2 assists per game. Now, with the Clippers, I don't expect their role players to show up pretty much here in game 5. I do expect them to end up losing this game. And this game also has blowout potential written on it, as the Suns are favored currently by 12.5 points. So I don't expect the role players, like I just said, to play up or play good, and that's going to lead to a lot of missed shots, which ultimately is going to lead to Russell Westbrook not getting that many assists. So I'm going to be taking his under 8.5 assists for my 6th and last pick. Now, just to recap, we're going to be taking the over, or the under, on Okongwu's 8.5 points. We're going to be taking the over on Derek White's 24 PRAs. We're going to be taking the over on Ant-Man's 23.5 points, which is discounted due to the Taco Tuesday. And then the last 3, we're going to be taking the over on Jokic assists, the over on Tori Craig's points and the under on Russell Westbrook assists. Now, that is a crazy thing. I'm just thinking about it. There's a lot of 8.5 lines, but it is what it is. That's just a big coincidence. But as always, if you guys agree with any of my plays, please do your own research. Just don't take my word for it. And here at No Limit Bets, we like to go with the low risk, high reward. So I'm going to be placing a $5 entry for the possibility of winning 125. And that's going to be it for today's video, y'all. Be on the lookout for my Twitter account. I will be posting another slip over there, so just be on the lookout for that. But other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Let's get this money.